I'm living my dream right now.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I saw when I was 10 years old. I dreamt about what I'm doing now. I didn't set out to try and impress everybody with my knowledge and my guitar play. There are way better guitar players out there than me. But, you know, I have to play like this. I can't be Joe Satriani. I can't be, you know, B.B. King. I have to play like me. Yeah. I have to be the best me I can, because this is how I was made. I play because I love to play, and I just leave it at that.
I think a good place to start. Do you want to maybe play us a tune to kind of break in here, and then we'll start the convo?
What kind of vibe do you want for this? It
Tommy
doesn't
Emmanuel.
need to be frantic.
No. Something beautiful.
Okay, so I'm going to start with this tune. It's from the new album, and it's called Little Georgia, and she's my little granddaughter, my youngest one. So it's a ballad, and it has lots of sustain and stuff like that in. Okay.
Yeah, great.
Is that all right?
That's great. Yeah.
All right, here we go. There it is, Little Georgia.
Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Tommy Emmanuel on the podcast.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here, Tommy.
Hi. Thanks for asking me, and I'd like to thank my mother for having me.
It's good, man. Tommy, I want to dig into a bunch of things today, but I want to start at inspiration, because that came up before we were shooting. So many people look to you as an inspiration in their guitar playing, so many musicians, and so many non-musicians as well look to you for inspiration as just a life figure. I'm curious, for you, where do you find inspiration?
Well, let me first say, Spencer, that inspiration is so important. You know, I can sit here and write something for you right now, and you'd probably think, "Wow, that's pretty good," or "That sounds good." But if it's not from a place of inspiration, I'm not going to remember it in 5 minutes, and it's going to be a fleeting thing, you know. And I can't just manufacture inspiration. It's got to come to me in some shape or form, either by something I've heard, someone I've met, something I've seen that has moved me, that has changed me emotionally, maybe, or inspired me in my imagination. And sometimes it's just how you feel on the day, you know? I mean, there's lots of kinds of inspiration. I remember when I went through my first divorce, and it was hard. I was hanging on for life because I didn't want to let go. I was committed, but it wasn't going to happen, and I had to let go. And I was really struggling. And through that pain came all these songs that I'm so glad I wrote, instead of just, you know, drinking myself to death or something or whatever, throwing myself off a building. I just started writing songs that from the place I was in. And the same thing for some of my songs are about get up and get going. You know, that's kind of like from my life, you know. I've always been a person who I'm on to the next thing. You know, I'm always trying to move forward. You know, what's next? This is really good, but what's next? You know, that kind of thing. And that feeling sometimes brings exciting music to me, you know. One of the new pieces from my album, that song that I just played, by the way, is called Little Georgia, and it's from my new album, Living in the Light. And last year I was playing in Toronto, Canada, and I fell on stage and broke my ribs. And I had to keep going. I'd played 5 more shows with broken ribs and pain medicine and all that. And then I was able to come back here to Nashville, because this is where I live, to recoup and to try and get my ribs to heal. And the day that I got home, it was a really nice day, because I knew I had nothing pressuring me. All the tour dates that I was supposed to be doing were already moved to February of this year, right? So this is last November. And so I felt a sense of freedom, even though I had broken ribs and I was in pain and it was struggle to get around. There was a sense of joy that, well, I don't need to be running out on stage at 8 o'clock tonight, or tomorrow night, or the night after that, you know. And there was that sense of freedom. So I wrote this tune, and it turned out to be, you know, a song that people really love. And I started opening my shows with it because it did everything, you know, and it just came out of left field kind of thing. You know, I'll play a bit of it for you.
Yes, please.
That's right. Yeah, it's called Black and White to Color. You know, so I'm sitting on my front porch, you know, with my rib belt on and a cup of coffee, and I start playing this. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That is such a cool tune.
Thank you.
Such a cool tune.
Well, and now, now that we're talking about inspiration, it occurred to me as I was playing that I remember when I wrote it that there were certain parts of it that were inspired by melodic ideas that I heard on James Taylor records and Bonnie Raitt records, right?
Yeah.
So this, that sounds like
so
a James Taylor. Inspired melody against a chord.
Yeah.
If you sing it like that,
100%.
you go, oh, it sounds like James Taylor, right?
Yeah.
So there's that, and then you know, that's very African.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. And the B section where it sort of does that open string, the new chord where it changes tonality and
this one.
Where's that?
Okay, so the song's in A, right?
Yep.
And then it goes to E.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the effect of. So the song is called "Black and White to Color," right? Which is a little tip of the hat to The Wizard of Oz, the movie that starts in black and white and goes to color.
Yeah.
Right. And that seems to be how life is to me. Sometimes your life can be going along just in black and white. It's like, and then something happens. You meet someone, you have an epiphany, you have an awakening of some sort, and all of a sudden your life turns to color, and you realize, oh, I've been living in black and white for so long. You know, that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
When I played this to one of my neighbors when I first wrote it, and she's a friend of mine who she's from Rwanda in Africa, right? And she came around and knocked on my door, and I said, let me play you my new song. And, you know, she was checking on me because I had broken ribs, you know. Yeah. And anyway, so I played it for her. And at the end, she said, oh, you've heard African folk music. She recognized.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. It's got that soukous kind of vibe.
Exactly. Yeah. And we've all used those ideas. And there's a repetitiveness to it that is almost hypnotic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And so, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't traveled and listened to music in Africa, you know, or if I hadn't listened to James Taylor or Bonnie Raitt or Carole King, there's elements of all that, and Paul Simon, of course. You know, I think that the message to me and the message from me to you is be a listener. Take in everything. Take in as much as you can, because you need to have something to draw on. You know?
What are you listening to now? What are the influences that are really
when I'm
inspiring?
driving? I've only been listening to Taylor Swift's new record.
Yeah.
What
do you like about it?
Everything. Yeah, it's the thing about her records. First of all, they sound unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like every track cost her $500,000. You know, and God bless her for that. She's so awesome.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that, well, I can never think the way she thinks. You know. And I could never memorize so many words or have a need to say so many words. However, what she does with words against music is phenomenal. And I just like the creativity, the fact that it's not trying to be clever. It's just she has to do it that way.
Yeah.
And you can tell that.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
You know, if Taylor would see, oh, I should be a little more cool and do this, and deny the fact that she has to do it that way. You know, it's like, I feel the same way. I have to play like this. I can't be Joe Satriani. I can't be, you know, B.B. King. I have to play like me. Yeah. I have to be the best me I can, because this is how I was made. And I believe she's doing the same thing. Yeah. You know? And
would you ever arrange would you arrange a Taylor Swift tune for guitar?
I haven't yet. I haven't been inspired to do that. I've arranged a lot of Beatles tunes for guitar. Yeah. You know, things like that. And I did an arrangement, which people really love, of Close to You. The Carpenters tune was actually written by Burt Bacharach. Yeah. And lyrics by Hal David.
Could we hear that?
Sure, if you'd like. I haven't played it in a while, so I'll see how I go. Yeah, if any rust particles fall down here,
I'll catch them.
It'll rub off on me. As I was telling Spencer before, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when I'm home from tour, I've got other duties. You know, I've got to clean my house. I've got to make sure my car is serviced. I've got to, you know, help people out. I've got to do stuff. I've got to go to meetings. I've got to do interviews. I've got to do radio and TV and all that. And in the meantime, I've got to keep playing. And sometimes, like this morning, before our interview here today, this is reality. And that is like, I had to fix my smoke alarm in my bedroom, because it woke me up at 1 o'clock last night going beep, beep, you know, and there was no smoke. The battery was finished. So I had to figure all that out, you know, and then I put on some noise cancelling Bose headphones and got a little more sleep so I could be here doing this today. So anyway, so there you go. That's the realities of life. Yeah. So let me see if I can remember this. Like me, they long to be close to you. Bum, bum, bum. That is why I'll follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. second bridge like the first one. Here we go.
Yeah.
Close to.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about your arranging process. And I don't know if you'd be open to it, but maybe a little experiment. I think so many people are baffled by like how you come up with some of these ideas, like that bridge section where you switch to that shuffle feel instead of doing the normal time feel from the song.
Yeah.
Would you be open to showing us how you arrange, maybe through like,
I don't know,
dissect it, or maybe one thing that could be cool is the song Happy Birthday. Would you be open to maybe making us like a small arrangement of Happy Birthday and showing us like your thought process of like, oh, I got this melody note and here's some chord options?
Oh, well, Happy Birthday, it depends which one you mean. Do you mean Stevie Wonder's or you?
Fair. Maybe the one that everyone sings. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just messing with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's amazing. So what's your thought process there? Like, how are you coming up with that?
I wouldn't arrange Happy Birthday, but
fair.
But it was a good curveball to throw me.
Yeah.
So
you landed it.
I think as an arranger, the things that are important to me, like the underlying things, are that the melody is correct, right? And then I try to find a good key to play the melody in, to play the song in, so it has melody and chords underneath, right? So if you don't mind, can we go back to Close to You for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll dissect it for you. I mean, most jazz players would say, "Oh, well, you just do substitute chords and it sounds interesting."
Right.
You know, sometimes I take a little more risk and say, I'm going to play the melody here, and then I'm going to move it around, and then I'm going to come back to it, and I'm going to kind of wave at it. You know, I do that stuff. But okay, with a song like Close to You, the arrangement and my recording of it was as a tribute to Burt Bacharach. So I have a deep, deep respect for Burt Bacharach, and I have stolen as much as I possibly can from that genius, you know. So when I was arranging this song, the first thing I did is went and listened to the original, which was the Carpenters.
Yeah.
And I remember it well, but I went back and listened to it with my arranger's cap on. And so I learned all the melody part right and all that. And then I started thinking about all the things that Richard Carpenter, the piano player, he did great little piano things. And I thought, I won't do those because if I do them, I'm just copying that. So I won't worry about that. I'll just play the melody correctly, but then I'll find ways of making every part of this arrangement interesting and a little bit unexpected. So the other thing is, Karen Carpenter's voice is the highest thing, and then the harmonies are built below. So there it is. Why do birds? There's the harmonies. The harmony moved. Now,
Inner voice
unresolved, resolved. See that? Dressed like me, they long to be. First time it's close to you. Every other time it goes close to you, but the first time it doesn't. So I had to honor that, because that's how the composer intended.
Right.
So just like me, they long to be close to you, and I went. Now second verse. Fall down from the skies. So did you notice that I'm singing it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you learn a song that you're going to do the arrangement, learn the words. So you know what you're playing about. You know, Chet Atkins drummed that into me when I was young. He said, every time you learn a new song, make sure you learn the words. You don't have to sing it, but sing it in your head. It'll help you to play it better. It'll help you to understand the song better. And he's right.
Yeah.
You know. So why do stars fall down from the sky every time? Right? They're like me, they long to do. Now,
that's nice.
Unresolved, and that's completely unexpected. And I've never heard another version of this song to do that.
What chord do you land on that's unresolved?
Let's see.
Yeah, what is that?
It's the key the song is in, which is it's C sharp, right? But it's
the flat 6. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah.
That sets it up for the on the day the
inner voices walking.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Twinkle moon dust in your hair, golden starlight in your eyes of blue. Now instead of going diddly-dum, diddly-dum, like I went.
Yes. So cool.
Yeah. It's just that.
Yeah.
That sound, right?
Yep. We'll diminish arpeggio.
And try to get
all the
everything
extensions
to ring against one another.
That's such a cool move.
That is why I'll do. Yeah, so when I'm playing it, I'm singing the melody in my head, so it's not always the same. A singer does it. Sometimes a singer waits, you know. Sometimes a singer comes in early. Sometimes they come in later, you know. Karen Carpenter is like one of the greatest singers ever, and her timing and the way she delivers each line is perfect. You know?
You seem to have this huge collection of what I would call like devices. Like for each section, you're kind of utilizing a device, this waterfall type of thing, or waterfall harmonics, or
I did that.
Right.
Yeah, you can trace that back. That's a Stevie Wonder or Earl Klug move, but I only did it once. You know what I mean? I only did it once in the song,
and then that's the device.
So, close to you, just like second time. Here we go.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah.
That's a real piano.
Yeah, half step up. Yeah.
And I love that sound. And it's just another way of adding a little spice to it. We're coming to the end, and you want. I've got one more little thing for you.
Yeah, another trick. Yeah,
something else.
Do you find yourself using certain devices more than others in your composing and arranging?
Yeah, if I write something I like, then I play it over and over.
Yeah.
I make it repetitious.
Yeah.
In a way that is almost hypnotic.
What are some of your favorite devices that you find yourself putting into arrangements?
Sometimes I think, what would the Beatles do here? Or what would George Harrison do here? And I try to think outside of myself. I'm like a method actor over here. Okay, what would George do there? Well, and then I go, oh, he'd probably just move it up to there and then go back down, So, there's a classic example of that. A song I wrote called Hope Street, which is in Liverpool, right? And the bridge goes... Oh no, that's not the part I was thinking of. It's okay. Here it is. He'd probably just move it up. You know what I mean? So the second time, I said, what am I going to do here? And so forth.
Yeah.
There's a song on my new album called Young Travelers, and it's a kind of moving finger-picking type tune. But the bridge, I purposely wrote it as if it was written by Paul McCartney or John Lennon or someone like that. And I just repeated the chords. I'll show you how it works.
Yeah.
Check it out. There it is.
So,
Oh, I like it. Let's do it again. Right, next verse. Okay, what are we going to do now? Bridge. A bit of relief here. Now we're getting back on the train. So the story unfolds before your eyes and before your ears, right there. You know, this is. You're going to be challenged in life. That's what that's saying to me. Challenges are going to come. Struggles are going to come. What are you going to do about it? You know, that's like saying to me, well, come on, get up and get going. What are you going to do about it? You know, it's up to you.
That's exactly what that's saying.
Then... See, you're up, you're moving forward. everything's okay. Just get going again. You get another chance. There you are. That's you.
Yeah.
And I always knew that, that's what you're thinking. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, yeah, you're right. I got knocked down. I made mistakes, and okay, I better learn from this.
Yeah.
And when I learn, I go, okay, let me get back on the horse and get going, and I'll be better now.
At what point in your musicianship did you transition from just being like, oh, this chord sounds nice, to like, I want to draw forth this emotion. Here's the harmony and melody, and kind of here's how to make that sound without any words present whatsoever?
I didn't set out to do anything else but to tell stories, I didn't set out to try and impress everybody with my knowledge and my guitar playing. There are way better guitar players out there than me.
I don't know about
that. I like telling stories. And so I listen to how, if I listen to a Billy Joel song like Leningrad, and how it affects me, and how did he do that, and what's he saying there? He doesn't, even if you took away his vocal, how he put the song together would still move you so much. And, Elton John's, I Want Love, or I'm Still Standing, things like that, or Candle in the Wind, I listen to those songs. I listen to James Taylor songs, Carole King songs, and a lot of the great writers, and I take what they're doing almost like a movie, and I try to say it in music without words. It's just something I've always done, and I can't really explain why I do that, but that's what makes me who I am, or whatever that is,
You probably have hundreds, thousands of songs in your repertoire.
I got a lot of songs, yeah. I still can't write something as good as Windy and Warm for the guitar,
Well,
this song,
I don't know that. Yeah, classic.
Never has a song inspired so many people to play the guitar, and driven them crazy and brought them together and given them a whole different life. It's still one of the greatest songs ever written for guitar players.
Yeah. What do you think it is about that song that is so captivating? Why?
It's just the simplest, straight ahead melody that just grabs you, and for a second you think, I might be able to do that.
Yeah.
And then when you try, you can if you keep at it,
How do people?
It's the same thing with people like B.B. King and Eric Clapton. What they do is accessible to the general public. Yeah. However, you can't play it like him because you're not him, right? But it is accessible to you, and you. You can get your hands around that. Wow, this is great, know. Or BB, the thrill is gone, and all that stuff. I think it's a language that speaks to the heart. I mean, when you listen to somebody who plays incredibly and technical, and crossing different times and all that sort of stuff, it's a specific language for people who love that stuff. I remember going to see Alan Holdsworth, rest his beautiful soul. I went to see him when he was on tour in Australia a long time ago, and it was music that just went right over my head. I didn't understand it, and I'm not saying it's bad. It was brilliant, but it didn't touch me, and I was waiting to be moved by something, and I couldn't be. But I know people, who would just like worship him and want to be just like him.
Yeah.
And I have to stand back and say, that's for you. It's not for me. I have to be honest and say, that doesn't move me. I can accept and I can admire the brilliance of it, but it doesn't do what I need music to do to me, you know, and that's okay. And I don't really talk about my personal choice of music with people. I try to keep it open because you want to learn from everything. You know, when I'm playing some of my songs, you can hear, oh, that's a Ray Charles piano lick, or oh, you stole that from Jerry Reed, or oh, that's an Elvis Presley thing there. Like I sent a tape to my ex-wife yesterday of me and Jack Pearson and jamming yesterday.
Yeah.
And the first thing she said is, "You quoted Frank Sinatra in your solo." She heard it, you know. And I said, "I did." Oh, and I listened back to it and I went, "Oh, it's do da 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 do da." I played some little phrase that was a bit that I can't remember the name of that song.
The motif. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Let's say that someone wants to get inside of this style. Where do you suggest that they start into fingerstyle?
First, you got to learn some good songs. So learn some simple songs and start to understand what this hand has to do. You want to be a world champion weightlifter, but you've got to start with just your wrists, and then you got to build your arms up, then your biceps, then you got to get to your chest, and then to your back, and then and you got to realize it's all joined together, and one supports the other, and you can't do this well without these being good and all that. It's the same principle. You've got to start from scratch with it, kind of thing, you know, and learn how to get a good sound just going, right? How to make a good sound like that, right? And then learn a tune like Merle Travis's Saturday Night Shuffle. So that's boom, 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 boom. Left hand on the piano, isn't it?
Totally.
And then a don't. That's a voice. Do dee dee dee, ba da da do do dee 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 da ba ba da ba. That's how I think of it.
Yeah.
Right, there's that, and tunes like the 9-Pound Hammer. Those kind of things. Simple tunes, Freight Train. Tunes like that. Jerry Reed's Baby's Coming Home, tunes like that. Get yourself some simple tunes and learn how to play them properly. Record yourself and listen back and have a listen for things like, is it grooving? Is the melody, does it have a nice almost singing effect to it? You know what I mean? And is the backing solid? All those things, you know.
Yeah.
I use my iPhone for when I'm writing a song or arranging a song. I'll get it to where I think it's in a good place, and I'll record it, put my guitar down, and now I'm listening. And now my hat is a producer, an arranger, the public, you know what I mean, everything.
Yeah.
And that helps me to focus in on the parts that need a little cleaning up.
Once you've learned a song like that, how long does it take for you to get that kind of the final layers of polish to get it ready to perform or to record?
Well, it depends on how difficult the song is and how much I've labored over it. Most songs I write on the day and I play it that night of the show.
Yeah.
You know. But some songs, like when I wrote Scarlet's World, which is on the new album, I rewrote it and rewrote it for 2 weeks almost, just because I was trying to write stuff that I thought the younger generation might really like, because they hear other guys like Mike Dawes or Andy McKee or the guys like that. They hear them do certain things, and I hear it then in young guys playing, and I go, okay, that caught their ear. So I try to invent this stuff, and of course most of it doesn't work because that's not how I play. You know, and so in the end, with Scarlet's World, I decided to get rid of a lot of the stuff that I'd written and just tell the story and kind of take the 3 parts of the song and butt them together and tell the story, right? Yeah. So the song started out like this. I had this idea of this melody, like the same melody with chords changing underneath. That was going nice. Then I... Right? That was... I got to there and I was like, this is all working. So nice. But so then I plugged it into 2025 and, through a 1980s rock and roll filter. Yeah. Right? So I put this groove to it. Right? Purposely, like it's like Dire Straits. Yeah. Right. Here we go. Here in Scarlet's World. Okay, second verse. Different. Here we go. First bridge. Here in Scarlet's World. Now take it home. Yeah. And it's purposely like I'm distracting myself because I'm seeing the movie in my head when I'm playing. I'm playing to a movie. Yeah. You know what I mean?
What's that song about?
it's a combination of two things. And so Scarlett is my oldest granddaughter, and Scarlett, I've always said Scarlett lives in Scarlett's world. You know, she's got such a personality and all that. And I was just crazy about Scarlett Johansson's movie Lucy, which talked about some of the things about life and about our very existence and our history, you know, on this planet. There were things about that movie that were really powerful, and her performance was incredibly powerful. And I was just crazy about her and my thinking about Scarlett's world, about my granddaughter. She's 7. What kind of world is she coming into? Is she going to grow up into? What will our world be like, you know? So I purposely wrote it like it was almost like a Mission Impossible kind of idea, you know? So, you know, so it has, the bridge is a bit like, you know, that's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't see the future, you know? I don't, and the conversation goes on. What did our parents do? What did our grandparents do? What would they have done if they were in our place? You know what I mean? Now, this is like
optimism.
Yeah, this is like, well, we've got the internet, we've got digital, we've got, you know, we're all connected. How can we use this for the good of mankind, for the good of everybody, you know? This, so same melody, different chords. Then the last time, and that's very orchestral.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just like it's punctuating the last statement here. Then. Now, I don't know why, but because we've been through all those emotions, when I play that same melody that was asking me all these questions at the start, it's like now I know. And now I'm going to keep moving forward. It's the same melody, but to me, it's I am so free. It's telling the story through Scarlett's eyes, you know.
You seem like an optimist. Do you feel like that? Do you feel
Absolutely.
Like yeah. How do you maintain that through a whole lifetime?
Because I love music, and I you know, you've got to be taught to fear. You've got to be taught to hate. You know, children are taught, and it's handed on. Children learn to fear, and children learn to hate.
Yeah.
And they learn that from people who teach it to them when they're little. And it goes in here and it stays in there. On my mother's grave, it says, race, color, or creed. She never turned away one in need. That's what it says on my mother's grave. And she was a great example of, it doesn't matter where you're from, what you believe in, what your religion is, what your creed is, what color your skin is, how your eyes look. None of that stuff matters. It's how can I help you? You know?
Yeah.
It's an important thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very important.
Because there's way too much division and hatred and people insisting on having their way, that their way is right.
Yeah.
You know? This is not how to live.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder, are there things that give you hope? obviously the world is in a funny place. There's AI, there's climate, there's consolidation of wealth, all of these things that I think give a lot of people fear and anxiety. And what is it that makes you hopeful?
Well, I know a lot of really great people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I would have to say the same hope that, when people talk about, oh, it's terrible in America, what's going on? And I always say, America is not the government. America is the people.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of great people here, you know. The same thing in England, the same in Australia, it's really the same everywhere. And, we have to be taught to fear, and we have to be taught to hate. And it doesn't belong in my life, And maybe I'm naive, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I play because I love to play, and I just leave it at that. I've never said I'm the greatest at anything. I'm a great this and I'm a blah, blah. I've never said any of that stuff because I don't believe that. I'm just doing what my instincts are telling me to do, and I always have.
Yeah.
I've always answered the call, the call to play, and if you like it, great. I know for a fact one of the best lessons I've learned in my life is that you cannot please everybody. And there are people out there who they've got websites that they purposely attack people like me and say really critical things about what I do. And people get a laugh and a giggle out of it and actually pay for subscriptions. They pay them to talk that bad about me. You know what I mean? It's like, how insane is that? Get a job.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like
it's
saying.
So useless.
When sometimes young people take that very seriously because they grew up with the internet. I didn't, right? So they say, what about this guy who says blah, blah, and they rattle off all the bad things he said about me. And I always say, those who can, do. Those who can't, criticize.
Yeah.
It's so perfectly simple.
Yeah.
So, he can say what he likes. It's not going to disturb my breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I really admire about you is that you model humility being a student, like really looking at the people who came before you and absorbing what they have to offer. And then being this symbol of creativity and optimism, as we've mentioned. I'm curious, related to your performance past, were you ever like sideman, or were you always like solo guitar?
No, I've been everything as far as that goes. I've had a go at everything.
Yeah.
I love being a sideman. I love being a bass player in a band. I love being a drummer in a band. I love being the lead singer who plays rhythm. Back in the 70s, I did cruises where in the afternoon I played nylon string guitar out by the cocktail lounge, and I played it. And then from 7:30 till 10, I played I played rhythm in a ballroom dancing band. And then from 1 a.m. till 4 a.m., I sang Neil Diamond's Hot August Night album in order. and all that sort of thing. Yeah. And I was the lead singer and the guitar player in the rock and roll band in the bar where everybody's just drinking and partying and and all that sort of stuff.
Well, now you're playing these huge shows to thousands of people solo. What was that transition like? Because that's a lot of energy and focus and attention to kind of harness and channel. How do you do that?
Well, I mean, you got to have the songs first.
Yeah.
If you want to do what I'm doing, and I wish someone would so I could retire. I'm not kidding. If you want to do what I'm doing,
job applications
you
out.
better have some good songs, and you better know what a groove is.
Yeah.
Because if you don't groove, you won't keep the crowd.
Yeah.
people want to be able to trust you when you come out on stage and everybody's excited, and that's all fantastic.
Yeah.
But you got to win people's trust. Just let me do what I do, and you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And you can trust me that when I start this song, it's going to be there, and there it'll stay. And so my transition from being a sideman to a studio player to a playing in big rock bands, that was all important in my growth as a musician, and really as a person as well. I learned so much about humanity and people and lead singer syndrome and stuff like that.
What is that?
And I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, so it took me a while to learn some life lessons. But and now that I'm living my dream right now.
Yeah.
This is what I saw when I was 10 years old. I dreamt about what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I saw it. I just didn't have a clue how I was going to get there.
Fixing the smoke detector and
washing dishes, vacuuming,
it's a true dream.
Cleaning my car, walking around talking to my neighbors. Yeah, I saw all that. Yeah. Oh, by there was a few shows. But a lot of people struggle with things like nerves and anxiety, and I feel for them. I've never had that problem, thank God for that. But when someone says, doesn't it make you nervous? You got to go out there on stage, just you on your own with all those people. And I'm like, why would I be nervous going home? Because that's how I see it. When I go on stage, I go home. That's where I was born. That's where I grew up. And that's where I still have to live. And I love it.
Yeah.
And the time goes by so quickly. And then I've done the show and I'm exhausted. I've exhausted my brain. It's not always the physical energy that wears me out. It's the brain power energy. It takes a lot of concentration to do this, right? To do it well and hold the weight of 2,000 people in a room for 2.5 hours or something. That takes all of this. Right? So because I'm not 21 anymore, unfortunately, I have to rest. I have to take care of my body and take care of my mind and my spirit, But once I'm done, it's like I'm not ready to go partying and go out and eat a 3-course meal at 1 a.m. and all that stuff. I'm not willing to do any of that anymore. I've done all that. Right now, me being the best I can on stage is my number one priority, so that I can be the best I can for the people who paid for a ticket and they've got a good seat and they want to have a great time. That's my commitment, and I want to be the best I can be out there.
Yeah.
So,
you do an amazing job of it, and it's very
I'm trying.
appreciated and it's inspiring. Yeah.
I don't always come up to the mark, but the times that I do are so exciting. And then I got to do it again tomorrow, and it's like, oh gee, how am I going to follow that? And then the next night it's completely different. Yeah.
What do you do after a bad gig? You must have gigs where you're like,
I try to let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I struggle or I make mistakes or I allow my mind to wander for a second or something, and so I'm like, don't do that. But I have to let it go, because actually, yesterday's already gone. It doesn't matter now. What matters is right now and what we're doing right now. Tomorrow is not here yet. We're too early, but we're too late for yesterday. So we better just stay here in this 24 hours and live this day, one day at a time. That's how I live.
Well, speaking of the future, what's coming up on the horizon for you? You've got this album release.
The album comes out tomorrow, and it's called Living in the Light. And it's mostly original tunes. We played some of them here today. And I'm off on tour. The first show's at the Ryman in Nashville. And then we go, Lexington, Chicago, and all over the place, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and all that. And the last show is at Carnegie Hall in New York City.
Wow.
And then I go to England to be granddad and
Wow.
dad for a week. Then I fly up and meet my crew in Norway, and we do some shows up there. And Mike Dawes is joining me.
Oh, that's great.
And then we go to Estonia, Latvia, and all those places. And then Hungary, and we end up in Prague, 2 shows in Prague. And then I go back to England for one more visit with my grandchildren and everything. And then I'm back in America for December dates, which are mostly...
This is all between now and December.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Are you,
Absolutely.
you're 70 years old? How old are you?
Oh, just get up and go. Yeah.
That's so wild.
No, it's not. It's normal.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then we go Oklahoma City, and then we got like 8 shows in Texas. And, I love playing in that country, Texas.
Yeah.
And then I'm off to Australia for Christmas with my youngest daughter.
How much of the year is like that?
It's all like that.
All year you're
You have no idea. I just,
That's incredible.
I wish I could just stop, but I can't.
Yeah. It's so appreciated.
My biggest problem, Spencer, right now is that things just keep getting better.
Love that problem. That's a happy problem.
That's a happy problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you being here. Maybe, would you mind playing us out with one more tune?
Oh, sure. All right. Let's do the Sanitarium Shuffle. This is a big band tune that I wrote. This is a tune that I wrote pretending that I'm a big band. Okay?
Okay.
Key change.
Hey.
Okay, horns, here you go. Thank you. Oh, now the soloist.
Yeah.
One more time.
Wow.
How did all these people get in my room, as Frank Sinatra would say?
Tommy, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having me. Appreciate it, Spencer.
Thanks so
Lots
much.
of love to you guys. There you go. Thanks, brother.